Hey everybody, this is Learn From Us, and today we'll be talking about affixes and root words. So, have you ever noticed that certain parts of words show up again and again? For instance, I'm going to present my screen and I'm going to show you some words. So, I'll just present my screen and I'll just take you through. It's a really small slideshow, very few words on it, but it will just help you to visualize it, what I'm saying, because this is definitely looking at words and it's a little more easier when you do have words to look at. So I'll be presenting my screen in a moment. Okay, should be presenting my screen now. And as you can see, I have my presentation here. So we are going to be talking about, again, affixes and root words. And to start this off, I'll just show you an example. Before I even tell you what it is, just have you ever noticed that some parts of words show up again and again? Like absurd and abnormal. Both of them begin with the two words AB. No, they're not capitalized, but well, what this actually is it's a prefix. AB in Latin, which, if you don't know, English comes from very commonly, has a lot of words come from Latin. Like we have a lot of Latin variations in our language because we got our words just from we got it from Britain and it kind of mixed with a little Latin. It's very fun language. But AB in Latin means away from. And if you don't know, this can actually help you, this prefix can help you understand the word. Because here's an example, absurd means not reasonable, or away from what is reasonable. So, and abnormal means not normal, or away from what is normal. So that's just an example to get you thinking, but I want to talk first about root words. Root words, they're the basic part of a word. They are the meaning of the word, the basic meaning of the word. One example of a root word is use. Use means to employ something to get a result. And some words that have the root word use are useful, which means able to be used, and misuse, which means use incorrectly. And as you can see, they both have meanings similar to the word use, which means to employ something to get a result. They both come from the word use, but then we add affixes to change the meaning of the root word. And now we'll talk about affixes. So, there are two types of affixes that we're going to be talking about in this video, and they are determined by location. So first, we have a prefix, which comes before the root word, and one example of a prefix is com, which means with. So, compromise is a word that has the prefix com, and it means make an agreement with someone. So as you can see, com means with, and it has com in the beginning as a prefix, and then it has compromise, which is with someone. Then we have companion, which is someone who is with another person. So as you can see there, it again is with because it comes from the com in companion. The next type of affix we will be talking about is suffixes, and they come after a root word, so at the end of the word. An example of a suffix is able or able, and they both mean able to be. So here's two examples. We have presentable, which has the suffix able, and that means capable of being presented. And as you can see, it's kind of similar to able to be. It's capable to be. Then we have edible, which is capable of being eaten, which is, again, it comes from, we get that suffix there, the able, which is able to be, and this is able to be eaten. Okay, so here is just, obviously, it's almost impossible to memorize all the prefixes and suffixes because there is just so many, and like I said, English comes from a lot of different languages. We have origins, a lot of words have origins in other languages, but we commonly have words that come from our suffixes and prefixes commonly come from Greek and Latin origins, and some of the words are, a prefix could be un, which it means unacceptable, and it means not or reversal of. An example is uncover. You reverse covering it. Instead of covering it, you're uncovering it, which is the reverse of that, which means to take it off, to show it. We also have re, which means again or back, and review. You can view is the root word here, and to view something is to look it over or to look at it, and now you're looking at it again because we have that prefix re, which means again. And I'm not going to talk about all these prefixes, but you can pause the video and look through it. We have, as you can see from the word misuse, we have mis, which means wrong, and as you know, the root word means use, means to be able to do something and to use it, but then we have wrong, so that means to use it wrong or incorrectly. And an example is mistaken. Some suffixes we have, which again come at the end of a word, and they change the meaning of the word, the root word. And a suffix is ing, and that's to be doing something. It's the quality or state, like walking. You're in the state or quality of walking. And then we also have, again, able. It's able to be, like reversible, which uses the suffix able, and it's able to be reversed, which reverse is the root word here. So as you can see, knowing root and affixes can help us understand the meaning of a word without knowing the word. For example, we have the word unacceptable here, which is comprised of the prefix un, which, like we talked about here, means not or reversal of. It has the root word accept, and it has the suffix able, which again, as we talked about, means able to be. So we have not able to be accepted. See, we got the not from un, the able to be from able, and then we use the root word accepted. And then we have the full word unacceptable, which means not able to be accepted. So, I hope you got that. And now I just want to test your knowledge. So, would a suffix go at the beginning of a word? What do you think about that? A suffix, does it go at the end or the beginning? If you said end, you're correct. Remember, it goes at the end. A prefix goes at the beginning. What do you take away from a word to find its root? If you have a word like unacceptable, what would you take away from it to find the root word accept? Think about that a bit. You would take away the affixes, the prefix and the suffix, or may just have one prefix or may just have a suffix, but you just take away any affixes to find the root word. Okay, so try to remember, you can use affixes to understand the meaning of a word even if you don't know what the meaning is. You can figure it out through affixes. So, if scope means to see, would you expect a spectroscope to mean light or to measure sound? Think about that. Spectroscope. It has the word scope, which means to see. Is it going to measure light or will it measure sound? A spectroscope will measure light because light is something that you see. And remember, scope means to see. Sound, remember, something that you hear. So it won't really go with scope, which means to see. So, here's another question. If a word contained both a prefix and a suffix, which would come first? Remember, the prefix comes first. And if you don't know, the prefix actually has a prefix in it, the word pre. It means prior to, in advance of, early, and it comes in advance of. A prefix comes in advance of the root word. So that's something you can use to remember it. You can use a prefix to remember that prefixes come in advance of a root word. and suffixes come at the end. So, here's another one. Geocycle. This isn't a word, but if it was, what two meanings might it contain? Now, I'm going to tell you something. The prefix geo, it means earth. Cycle, it means a wheel. So, from the word geocycle, what two meanings would this have? It would have the earth and a wheel, because we have geo, which means the earth, and we have cycle, which means the wheel. That's it for today. Thank you everybody for watching, and remember to like and subscribe because it really helps and we really appreciate it. Look out for other videos to learn more about all kinds of subjects, such as Chinese, writing, grammar, and math. And if you're interested in Dr. Seuss or other popular children's books in both English and Chinese, check out our channel because it has great resources for that. Thank you so much for watching yet again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.